Hey, what's going on, everyone? I'm back with another video. Today I'm going to do a chart breakdown and show you the scenarios for the upcoming week, as well as do a news analysis. And I'm also going to show you how I made 1% trading on Friday. I hope you're all doing well. I hope that you had a good week trading last week. In today's video, I'm going to go over the pound yen chart. I'm going to do a chart breakdown and also look at all of the scenarios for the upcoming week, as well as doing an analysis on the news upcoming. And then at the end of the video, I'm going to be taking a look at the trades that I took to make 1% on last Friday's London session on the pound yen. So let's take a look at the pound yen on the weekly. So we had a sell neutral close for last week's candle that closed slightly below the 8 EMA, closing a little bit below the previous high on the weekly. So it's looking pretty weak right now. Now, if we go to the daily, we can see Thursday's close was a pretty strong selling candle, and also Friday's close was a pretty strong selling candle. The buyer stepped back in and it got pushed all the way back down to be a selling candle. So this close here, if we're going to zoom in and look at Thursday's close, it was slightly below the 183 area by a pip. This was the zone I was looking at for the higher time frame to step in to push price long. So we could still do that because we haven't had a super strong close below this 183 area. It's yet to be seen. But it is showing that the sellers are more in control with current price action. Let's go down to the 1 hour chart. Something I want to point out on the 1 hour was this trend line here that we had that was holding multiple times, but now I think we have a new trend line that we've been holding from this high up here down to here. So we've had multiple touches. The first one here, second, third, fourth, fifth touch here. So this is an area where I could expect a reaction if price pulls back up into the trend line. Maybe it'll keep holding and keep pushing price down. It's just an area that I'm watching. I don't focus too much on the trend lines, but it's something just to look out for. One thing I do want to point out on this chart is this low here. This low is lower than the previous lows over here to the left. So it's showing strong selling momentum. And then also if we look at the high that was created here and we look at the previous highs, we have a downtrend because we're getting lower highs getting created. So I can see price continuing short and beating the higher time frame buyers if current price action continues. One thing that I would look out for though is if this price turns around somewhere here and we establish a higher low, then maybe price will turn around and buyers will step back in. So a few scenarios that I'm looking out for this upcoming week is I can see price coming down into the 182.80 area and getting a reaction long. I can also see price coming down into the 50, 182.50, getting a reaction long. The last time it touched the 50, it gave this massive push up of, 150 pips. So I could see it getting some sort of reaction from here. If we break below the 182.50, I'm thinking it's going to pull back and then continue short, test the 20, pull back, potentially keep going down into the 181, 182 area. That's going to be all my scenarios for the short side. And then on Tuesday, I'll update based on where we're at. If price goes long, I can see it reacting short at the 183.50 and around where the trend line is to go and test the lows. If it comes up again higher, I can see it coming into the 183.90 to 184 area to go short. And then again, if it comes higher, retest here. And then the main area for the longs where I'm switching back into a long mindset is if we break above this 183.30 to 40, let's call it. So we see price do something like this, pull back, and then I can see the long step in again and real strong buyers continue to push price higher. Okay, that's all the scenarios for the pound yen that I'm looking at for next week. Let's jump into the news for next week. So we have a bunch of really important news this upcoming week. So Sunday night, tonight, which would be the Asian session, is yen bank holiday. So it might be a little bit slower for the pound yen trading for Monday's London session open. And it might also be slow for a couple other reasons as well. As we can see, as we get later into the week, we have pound CPI on Wednesday, super important. You'll probably want to show up earlier. If you usually trade London session, you'll want to be there earlier for the Frankfurt session to be watching the 2 a.m. CPI news. Also, same day, 2 p.m., we have FOMC. Super important. Even though this is for the dollar, it can still, or it usually does, impact all of the market, so all of the currencies. And then we can see on Thursday at 7 a.m., we have the pound rate statement. Also super important. So, and then if we look at Friday, pound retail sales, also super important. Yen monetary policy rate statement, which is, Thursday evening. So that'll run into Friday morning. So we have all this super important news. So we might see a move on Monday as a pre-move to get to the levels of where the news is going to react from. Or Monday, Tuesday are going to be slower, big moves Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So really be careful, really keep an eye on the economic calendar because these are going to be the driving forces of the moves for this week. Now, let's jump back into the chart so I can show you how I made the money trading on Friday during the London session. So let me put a line, a vertical line showing you where the London session is. So this line is for the Frankfurt session. Let me go down. Or actually, I'll stay here on this time frame. Okay, so we had a big move short on Thursday. I was thinking we could see a strong pullback and then another short again to continue the selling pressure, which did happen at a higher price at a later entry. But let me go down onto a smaller time frame. I'll show you exactly what I did here on the 1 minute. So price gave a strong rejection, pulled back into the level at the London Open. London Open is right here. I see a pin bar candle right before London Open. I see rejection starting to happen. We're going below the EMAs. I get in short, put my stop above the highs here, and price stops me out. So I lose 1R, I lose a trade. That's okay. I have to be ready for the next scenario. So the next scenario is I need to go long because this is the Frankfurt high, Asian session high. I need to be ready to be able to flip the trade because this trade could be a reversal from the lows all the way up back into around the whole number. I called it out in the Discord group. My original target was the 90 area, but if I got enough profit, I was looking anywhere around 80, 90 or whole number. So what I did is I put a buy stop also where my stop was. So I got stopped out on the trade, but I flipped it and I went long at the same time. My stop was below the London session low at the time, which was right here. And this was a scary pullback, but I held on to the trade. I ended up getting out of the trade at 80 right here. So this made up for my loser earlier in the day, and I made 1% for the day in profit. That's going to be all for today's video. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comment section below. Also, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe on the video, and join our Discord community so you can take trades like this and finish 1% on the day. Good luck trading, and I'll see you again on Tuesday.